Two-man game, TMG, get the news fast, AMG, game of two boxes. Name two boxers that hit as hard as this. Yeah, we're cutting to the truth, no, there ain't no narrative. Eyes up on the cup this year, hear the stadium erupt this year. For my team, TMG.
Yes, we are back and with a very, very special guest in the house. I'm so excited. You can hear the level of the bass in my voice. But yes, we're here with professional boxer 6-0, Elliot Whale. Still waiting on the nickname. Do we have it yet?
Yeah, no, I ain't got one yet. Elliot Whale. I think everyone says the killer, but no, Elliot the Killer Whale. But I'm not having that, man. I'm just Elliot Whale.
The Killer Whale. I mean, that was
it goes, but
especially when you get the knockouts when people come to fight, you know.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So
I let the people come up with a nickname. I'm for now. I'm Elliot Whale. You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? I feel you. But yeah, thank you for coming down. I know you just come back from training. Do you have another session tonight?
Yeah, I'm going back to the gym at 4. So we've done a track session at 10, and then I went back to after the track we go back to the boxing gym, done a few rounds shadow boxing, a bit of stretching. Then I come home, a bit of lunch, and back to the gym at 4.
The life of a professional athlete. So he's here. This is what I dreamed of when I was young, when I was playing football. Remember back in the days, year 7, best grammar school. Me and El up top, you know what I mean? He's got all the way. I'm just a little coach, you know what I mean? But
I had to give up no good. I had to choose the boxing, you know what I mean?
But, you know, I always have the utmost respect for professional athletes, especially someone like yourself that I know. You know, the dedication to sport, the graft, the long days, you know, the separation from family.
Yeah, that's hard.
You know, even right now, you're away from your family. You're in Birmingham, right?
Yeah, I'm in Walsall. I'm staying in Walsall. I'm at a gym. I go between 2 gyms. I go to Box Smart Elite. That's my gym. I go in the evening with a coach called Shiny. Then in the daytime, I train at BCB. It's my manager's gym. It's a really good gym as well. They're both really good gyms. So it's good to get best of both worlds.
That's good.
I just stay in a hotel, mate. I'm up here for 4 days, and I go home. I get to see my missus and my little boy, and then I'm back up here. Yeah, come back up here.
So are both the gyms like within the Walsall Birmingham area?
Yeah. They're not far. One's in I think it's called Wednesbury or something, and then my gym's in the heart of Walsall. Yeah.
Okay, that's nice. So how are you finding the adjustment from London, from Kent?
Do you know what? I'm actually enjoying it better. I'm enjoying it better here, to be honest. I feel like more of a professional, you know, like all I'm doing is literally going gym, coming back, chilling out, then I go back to the gym. Like I don't know, I used to think I was training hard, and I used to think that I was dedicated, but looking back at it now, I probably just like a fraction of what I could have done, because I feel like right now is the hardest I've probably ever trained. And obviously, the sacrifices that I'm making is another level of like dedication. Do you know what I mean? That I didn't think I had. So I'm enjoying it. I'm loving it up here, to be fair.
Sounds like you've left no stone unturned. But keeping on the theme of training, obviously, say you're on the track. Could you go into a bit more details about that for our listeners regarding obviously what you do on the track?
The track we do well, I've done today 4 rounds. So we do 800 meters, then a 400 meters, 800, 4, 8, 4, 8, 4. So yeah, to be honest, it's tough. Normally I do 6 rounds. Today I done 8, and then I think next week we'll tone it down a bit because it's my last hard week, so I'll probably only do 3 or 4 rounds on that. Yeah, it's tough. It's very, very, very tough. Some good runners on there. On the 400 meters, you've got Tyler Denny, smashes that in about 57 seconds.
What weight does he fight at?
He's a middleweight. Good fighter. He's fighting for the European title.
Oh, nice.
He's fighting for the European title soon in November. So, he's good on the 400. Then 800 meters, probably say Liam Davis, the best one I've seen on there. But that's also probably my best one as well, the 800. I'm a bit better on the 8. So, it's hard graft, man. Yeah,
for sure. Obviously, building up that stamina in the ring, you know.
Yep.
Fighting for how many rounds are you doing? Is it 6?
This one's 6.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not sure on my opponent yet. I think they've matched me with someone, but he's been a bit funny about he wants me to be a certain weight, which is fine. I don't struggle with the weight, but then he's also running about the rounds. I think he only wants to do 4 instead of 6, but I'm obviously a 6-round fighter looking to move on. I don't really want to go back down to 4, so we'll see what my manager can sort out with him. If not, maybe just get a new opponent. But yeah, 6 rounds this time. And then I've definitely got another fight penciled in December.
Perfect.
Just before Christmas, getting active, and then hopefully, touch wood, this one goes all right with no injuries, no cuts or anything like that. They're trying to get me out again in November.
Well, so you got 1 October.
1 October, then they're trying to get me out again. Definitely one in October and December, and then hopefully I can get out again in November. So 3 quick fights. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. Touch wood, like nothing goes like wrong, injury wise and stuff like that. Then yeah, if I can get out 3 times, I'll be 9-0 by the end of the year. That'll be my plan. Yeah, get some fights back, so I'll make up for lost time. You know.
For sure. Speaking of lost time, so how long have you been inactive for? Just the left between your last fight.
Well, by the time I fight, it'll be a year and a half out the ring. So it's a long time. Obviously, no fault of my own. Like it's just is what it is. Like, I don't know. It's just a bit of bad luck, I suppose. And probably, I'm not sure. Obviously, I was with MGK, which were great. Then after my last fight in April last year, a couple of days later, they shut down. Or they got forced to shut down. It's unfortunate, really, because a lot of boxers were with them and they had a good thing going. Do you know what I mean? So that's a big loss for boxing, I think. And then after that,
I agree.
Yeah, after that, I don't know. Like my coach, basically said to sign a deal. Basically sign a deal with Francis Warren to get with Frank Warren as a promotions, but I ended up signing a manager's contract, and then it sort of just I got led on a little bit and lied to quite. You know what I mean? I was just getting led on, and it just fucked me really. They tried to put me on a couple little smaller hall shows because I hadn't been out for a while, so I said I'll do them. And both times the fights got cancelled fight week. Then they tried to put me on another one, and I sort of said to them like, "Well, I thought I had a deal, so can't we go and sign the deal and then just move on?" Do you know what I mean? And then I don't know. It just kept getting every week. It was no next week. Then in the end, I finally got released from my contract. To be fair, after my last fight got cancelled in February, it pissed me off. Do you know what I mean? So I had a couple of months out, and in them 2 months, I was trying to get released from my contract. Then when that happened, I ended up parting ways with my gym. So that's when I made the move down here.
Okay, so yeah, it's been a whirlwind of.
Yeah, it's been a bit mental, to be fair, but it's not been the smoothest of runs since I turned pro. Do you know what I mean? I've had a lot of. It's been stop and start. I've had injuries, COVID, obviously this contract stuff. But now I feel like I'm in a much better place for me and my career. I'm grateful for the people that I have around me and the people that I have in my team right now. And I truly believe they believe in my abilities, and I think they know how far I can go in this sport. So I'm in the best place now. So hopefully we can really push on.
For sure, that's what we're looking for. And yeah, for sure, just to double down what you said, what doesn't break you does make you stronger. And
that's it.
It sounds like you're in a much better place to push on and really kick on and really, grab the ball by
That's it. Yeah.
To touch on your last gym, was it? I believe it was iBox.
iBox. Queensbury iBox is called.
Yeah. So if you don't mind, how comes you decided to leave them?
To be honest, I think just with this contract, the contract stuff, like I got told that basically I basically got promised that I can get a deal, X amount of money, whatever, blah blah blah, and then it was sort of dragging out. It was taking ages, and then I thought I kept saying like I think they're like mugging us off, sort of thing. Like I think they don't really have the deal there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then obviously I kept getting told, "Nah, just trust me, do this, do that, like let's ride it out, and then whatever." And then it weren't happening. And I knew ages ago, like to be honest, they weren't going to happen. Otherwise, it would have got done. And then I think that just gave me the thing I needed, like to say, do you know what? Maybe I'm not in the right place for my career. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then obviously once I did get released that from my contract, that's when I thought I need to push on. And I need to be in a team that probably I don't know if they didn't believe in me or if they didn't want me there. I'm not sure. Do you know what I mean? I needed to be in a gym and a team that really wanted me and believe in my skills. So
yeah, 100%.
end up leaving. But listen, it's a good gym. Do you know what I mean? Got some good fighters in there, but I just think for my career, I just don't think it was the right gym for me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. I mean, boxing's a lonely sport. I mean, obviously you have your team you train, but like this is why I respect boxers so much more than pretty much any other athlete. And obviously I do have the most respect, or combat athletes definitely, because it's just you and the other guy and the ref. There's no teammates, ring. There's no one.
You got to rely on yourself. That's it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Obviously,
yeah,
obviously, sorry, your trainers get you to a certain point. Your promoters, if they do their job, gave you the X amount of money, blah blah blah. But once you step in that ring, there's no teammate to say, "Oh, I'm having an off day. Can you help me out? Can you feel for me here?" There's none of that. You know what I mean?
If you have an off day and the other geezer's having an on day, you're going to get found out. Do you know what I mean? So you can't be a full have off days like as in a combat sport, like, or individual sport anyway. Even like golfers and stuff like that, they have an off day. They're right down in the leaderboard or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Like single sports are hard.
It is very hard, you know what I mean? That self-motivation. And speaking about off and on days, I mean, my favorite boxer, Errol Spence, it seemed like he had a really off day. And obviously Terence Crawford, in my opinion, pound for pound number one, had a really on day. I mean, to be fair, I just touched on that quick. I did I did predict Terence Crawford to win.
Yeah.
But I did not expect it to be in that fashion whatsoever.
But do you know what? I never used to watch a lot of boxing, to be honest. You know, when I first turned pro, I'm not really a fan of boxing. And then the time off on the fighting, I had obviously about a year out of not fighting and things like that. Then I've started becoming a bit more of a fan of boxing. I've been studying a lot, and I was studying a lot of Terence Crawford. I really like his style and stuff, and I watch quite a lot of him now. Yeah. And obviously I had quite a bit of time in that, and I was watching Errol Spence's last few fights, Danny Garcia, Ugas. Yeah. I can't remember the other one that I was watching, and I just felt in his last few performances, I'm not sure, mate. I don't know. I knew he was going to get beat, and my friend put some money on to go the distance, win on points. Yeah. But I said I think Crawford's going to stop him. Since he's moved up to welter, he's
stopping everybody.
He's stopped everyone, isn't he? I think he's had 8 fights now, 8 knockouts, and he's just so. I'm not sure if there was a clip like Errol Spence on the pads, fight week for Ugas, and he was so sharp, and then when you watch the one with the Crawford one, his coach Derek James was slapping him, getting, you know what I mean, catching him in that, and I just thought, nah, he's off. I just knew, do you know what I mean? And I think Terence is one of them fighters that, listen, Errol's a great fighter as well. Do you know what I mean? You can't knock what he's done. He's a great fighter. But I just think Crawford's probably one that is like a generational fighter. Do you know what I'm saying? He can do everything, and I think he'd done all this in any sort of era. Do you know what I mean? I think he'd be right up there.
Yeah, Crawford. I think for me, after he won that fight, especially in that fashion, I had to label him as an all-time great. He's on his way. I mean, see how he finishes his career, see how high he can go up the leaderboards. Yeah, I mean, Spence is a great fighter. Crawford, it appears, is an all-time great. And the match in the style matchup appears to be a bad matchup for Errol and a great one for Crawford. Crawford's so precise with those counters, left and right.
Yeah,
and obviously,
also Spence is very one-dimensional. Yep. He just does the same thing, and in the end, where he's so much better than everyone else that he's fought, he does break them down. But Crawford he don't let you. He's not going to sit there and let you work the body and stuff. Do you know what I mean? He's just clever, and I think he just had a bit too much in his locker. But
yeah, for sure. But yes, because I do remember you saying that you didn't really watch much boxing before, but it sounds like that's been a big part of your way to stay active during.
Being inactive, you know what I mean? Yeah, I've been trying to watch it more. I've been watching a few shows on the TV and that. I've been watching a lot. I've been watching a lot more boxing. So, well, say a lot more. I've been watching a lot more than what I used to. You know what I mean? Yeah,
that's good. I mean, as you know, me, I'm studious in my approach, and I feel that gives people the advantage. Because when I coach my kids, for example, we record our games and our full matches. Yeah, I get what I'm saying. You need to be watching every game, because we just got promoted from the B to the A. I'm saying, how do you expect to catch up to these boys, which I do train as well, outside, some of them at least, outside of my club, who are literally waiting. I have academy players waiting to go academy right now, and they are so on it, so much on it. How do you expect to, fill the gap? You guys are playing catch up. You need to be doing. You need to be going above and beyond. You need to be watching,
studying and stuff like that, innit? You need to be watching and studying. And it's true, like when I watch certain fighters, well, I only really watch Crawford, to be fair, like actual studying, and you can pick up things that he does, like when he fights or whatever, and you can try and you can learn them out when you can try them out in sparring and stuff. And then 9 times out of 10 it works. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's definitely important. And we've got in our gym Boxmart, we've got like 4K cameras. You know what I mean? So you can sit down and watch the sparring and the pads and stuff, so you can see like what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong. So that's good.
I mean, I only record it with my phone when I record my. I don't put a 4K on because it just kills my storage. But like video, that's like I don't know, that's barely 1080p. That's like 720. Because my men's team I play for and of some other teams, they use that as well. The ball. But yeah, I mean, it's the age. All the technology, you need to take advantage of it because
of course.
And it's good that you said that. Yeah, you obviously been studying people like Crawford, and you start to implement some of his styles and some of his tricks.
Yeah,
because I mean, if you can, there's also a lot to learn from the best. Because if you obviously to my sport, football, if you're watching someone like Messi, yes, he's doing this and doing this and doing this, but how? And a big part of it is he's always scanning before he receives the ball, always looking. Next move.
Yeah, I remember my dad used to say that about Frank Lampard. He's like a big Chelsea fan, and he always used to say like Lampard was always like looking about and things like that. Do you know what I mean? And I think all the top players do. They're so like aware, and I think these young kids should be watching things like that instead of watching like the flicks and the tricks and all stuff like that. They should be watching like certain players and their movement and little things like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. But obviously, new gym, Boxmart Elite. New coach as well.
Yeah.
Sure. And if research serves me well, apparently he was your last fight as an amateur. Is that correct?
Yeah. He took me out to Italy. We ended up boxing a kid called Gianluigi Malanga, who's like I think he's like a 3-time national champion out there. He's won a few medals internationally for Italy. Like he's a real good boxer, but yeah, me and him we pasted him. You know what I mean? And
love it.
Yeah, no, we done him, and then
is he professional, by the way?
No, he's still amateur. He's still because he's on the national team. And he goes to like the World Games, European Games. I think he might be trying to go for the Olympics and stuff like that. So he's on a different path at the minute, but he probably will end up turning pro. So, so we dealt with him. And then, to be honest, I think Shiny, that's my coach's name, he probably always wanted to train me, I reckon. And then, obviously, he always used to message me on Instagram and stuff like that, like if I was fighting or pads or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Like, always bigging me up and stuff. And I think once he knew that obviously I was having a bit of trouble and stuff, then he said, like, maybe come down here and try it out here. And then I just thought, you know what? I've got one career. Do you know what I mean? I just had a little boy, and I thought, I've got one career. This is the biggest. Yeah, do you know what I mean? I've got to do it, man. Like, this is the biggest chance I've got. Boxing, really, is the only chance I've got to secure, like, a good future for my family. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, without doing anything stupid and ending up in jail. Yeah. This is the best way I'm going to earn money. Do you know what I mean? So, like, the big, large amounts of money, hopefully. Do you know what I mean? So, really, I've got to give this my all and give it a good go. Do you know what I mean? And it's really, I don't know, coming up here, done saying to me, I flicked the switch, having my little boy, and then coming up here, it's really flicked the switch mentally. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not out boozing, I don't drink. Do you know what I mean? I'm not doing nothing that I shouldn't be doing. And I'm really looking forward to the next few years of my career. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and it does make a lot of sense, because I do hear a lot of pro athletes who say, like, when they have a child, it really does refocus them, because that's, there's more to their life now, and obviously they want to chase that bag per se, and they want to do everything.
Yeah, cool.
They won't leave any stone unturned, because obviously they have to fight for somebody. And it's interesting you mentioned about Shiny. I mean, sounds like a very clever coach, because he basically does what I'm doing now in terms of talking to players that I'm going to sign for next season. Check everything, blah blah, that sort of stuff.
You sort of I don't know, checking in with them, innit? Like, you're planting the seed, isn't it? You're planting the seed. Sort of thing.
That's basically what happened to me last season. I went on holiday in July, and I'd started my recruitment late, and I just missed out on a lot of players, which will make my team more strong. And for next season, because we're trying to go to KYL, Kent Youth League. I've already started right now, and to be honest, I signed a player now. Hopefully, he can get over the line for this Sunday. This will be Sunday, I believe, the 1st of October. He's our best player. Literally, he walked into my team. He had a little falling out his old club. And I said to him when I trained him, because I trained him on Fridays with some other elite boys as well. Today, I'm still going to be building a team and need some players. This was 2 weeks ago. And then next, there's a falling out in his club and he's with me now.
That's how the game works, isn't it, man?
That's the shot it is, sure.
That's what happens, isn't it? And obviously, I think it's nice as well because I feel like with my manager, Errol Johnson, and then obviously my coach, Shiny, I feel like they really believe in me, you know what I mean? And they really want that. It's like that. I feel really wanted, do you know what I mean? I feel like I'm really wanted here. So that brings out the best in me as well, do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like I'm in a good place, I'm in a real good place. So
yeah, it goes a long way when you feel like you wanted your love.
Definitely
investing into you.
Yeah,
really does go a long way for sure. Obviously we're going to run up pretty soon, but in terms of amateur career, I remember we talked years back, or maybe last 2 years ago. I believe it's like 120, 140, and 15 or something along them lines.
Yeah, I had 108 fights as amateur. Yep. Only won one title, to be fair. I won one title, but I boxed for England about 10 times in different things. And I won 83, I think I won out of them. So when I was a bit younger, I used to get beat a bit like by kids that weren't as good as me, but they used to just rough me up and things like that. Then obviously, as a senior, I only really lost in like a tournament, really, as a senior. And I probably didn't. I underachieved really in the amateurs, and I think that's let me down in the pro game, to be honest, because a lot of these people sign these kids, and a lot of promotions sign kids or sign fighters that have got multiple national titles, but I'm not sure it really matters in the pro game. Do you know what I mean? But it does to get you on the platform. It does matter. So if I had won what I probably should have won, and maybe been a 4, 5, 6 time national champion, I probably would be already now signed to these big platforms. But since I've had the time off, and then trying to get signed, it's like I don't think all they care about is time. That's mad. It's when I was trying to get signed, I couldn't get nothing, and I'm scratching my head because I thought like I beat these kids that they've got signed. You know what I'm saying? Like in the amateurs, I've beaten like kids that are on TV and that, and it's just mad. It's a mad thing. But now I don't know. Hopefully, just get a few more wins under the belt, try and get a little title, and then I'll get on the platform that way.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting you brought that point because when I do my research, obviously, as you know, Floyd Mayweather is my favorite fighter of all time, and I believe he's the greatest of all time. And I'll, debate anybody regarding that. I'm not saying not other guys within that conversation like Ali and both Sugar Ray Robinson and Sugar Ray Leonard and Robinson. However, because he obviously got robbed in, I believe, the 96 games. He got a bronze, and then someone like I believe in the 92 games, Oscar De La Hoya got a gold. I remember seeing where basically that set Oscar to earn, like, I believe in his first fight around 50K or maybe even 100K, something like that.
Yeah.
And then for Floyd, because he got a bronze, he was only able to earn up to 10, between 5 and 10. And which, from a business standpoint, I do technically understand it, because obviously promoting someone as the gold medalist, everyone's seen him receive the gold medal on TV. Like, if you bring it to this day and age, if you win a gold medal, like social media wise, which is a big part of pre-promotion. Like, say you want a gold, you could get like extra 50,000 followers. If you want to
get loads of followers,
if you want a bronze, you might get extra 5, 10K, that sort of stuff. And obviously, eyeballs, putting bums in seat, is what pays the bills, what makes revenue, generates revenue, what makes profit. So from a business standpoint, I do kind of see that, to be fair. But obviously, you've got the skills, you've got the performances, you beat these guys who are, that won all these national titles and things of that nature.
Yeah.
But like I said,
and you don't get a look in. And obviously, I know kids from when I was fighting, when we was young on England. There's kids like from Liverpool and that I know that can't get nothing, and they're good fighters. Like some proper good fighters out there that can't get a look in. And when you look on TV and you see certain fighters, you just think how are these kids on there? But there's a whole list of fighters that are real good. Do you know what I mean? That don't get a look in. Like, we just got to do it the hard way, I suppose.
Yeah, the hard way for sure. Unfortunately, I mean, the business and the politics of boxing is very mental. Obviously, like me from football, it is bad in football, but boxing is complete, because boxing is essentially unregulated. Which is why when people compare it to UFC, they say, UFC guys are always fighting the best fighters, because Dana White regulates that stuff to a T. And,
he's a good businessman, Dana White. Do you know what I mean? He's got it. He has got it on lock, really. It's a lot better than boxing in that terms.
Boxing to an extent does need regulation, but if more regulation, it would mean fighters will get paid less. Well, definitely the top end guys won't be making as much, and the bottom guys probably might make some more. But I still think, no. To be fair, I think all of them will get less because if you look at UFC, the money that's why all the UFC fighters are trying to fight guys like Tyson.
Yeah, that's why they try to come over and that to do the you know what I mean? Because they don't earn enough money.
Yeah, because Francis Ngannou, when he fights through, he's probably going to make 10 times and what he was making like 10 to 15 fights in UFC.
Yeah, I reckon he's definitely got to get at least 10 mil, do you reckon?
It depends how much the pay-per-view does, but at least base salary. I'd say because I don't think he's earned that much from UFC. I haven't looked at his salary, but I say he'll make at least 5 from the fight, and then
he's got to get at least 5 in it for the fight,
and then
3 to 5.
Pay-per-view, I think he may get an extra couple mil. Depends how it does. I mean, he could do good numbers because UFC has a lot of fans and he has a lot of fans. And Fury, even though he's been kind of dragging his feet in terms of fighting guys like Usyk, it's still a wild attraction. So that's that there. But just to finish up, we're talking about the social media. Obviously, we've had these conversations before, but I do feel a part of it is self-promotion. Like, how Floyd Mayweather used to self-promote himself. Obviously, it depends, and that's what I felt. Or believe let Crawford down in terms of him getting the big fights earlier because he wasn't really much of a self-promoter. I believe if he was much more of a shit talker essentially.
Yeah, if he was a bit of a shit talker or like just a loud mouth or whatever, he would have got these fights much quicker. Do you know what I mean? Because he's got the ability. But he even says it in interviews that he don't want to change who he is, and I feel like I'm the same sort of thing as that. Do you know what I mean? I'm not the loudest person in the room, but I just let my hands do the talking. I get it's a business, so I'm trying to be a little bit more active on Instagram and stuff like that because you need to promote yourself. But I believe with this team I'm with now, I think Errol will get me the right fights. He'll put me in with fights that people like that I might not have got the opportunity before. Do you know what I mean? And then all I've got to do is do what I do best and win, and do it that way.
For sure. That makes sense. Just final questions, just to finish off. What would you say your ambition? Well, first and foremost, what are you still at welterweight, between welterweight and like middleweight for your next fight? So
no, this fight, I'm at welterweight. I've got. What's that? Sorry.
Yes, I was asking about the weight for this fight.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, this fight I've got to be. I think I've got to be 10 stone 8 pounds something. So just a pound over welterweight, like championship weight, but it's all good, man. I'm my weight's on target. I've got a good nutritionist, Kate Shilland. She does all my bits and that, and my weight's on target. It's all good.
Perfect. And your ambition for the next 5 years. So we're in 2023, come to an end. 2028. Where would you want to be?
I'd love to be a world champion. That's what I'm in this for, and I feel like my mindset's so switched on now to become a world champion. Like I feel in a good place. There's fighters in my manager's gym, BCB, that are European champions, fighting for European titles. Zach Parker's like fringe world level. Liam Davis is defending his title soon, his European title. Then after that, he's knocking on the door for world titles. And I'm around these kids on a daily. Do you know what I mean? So I'm around everyone that's at certain levels and pushing for world titles, and I feel like I can be right behind them. That's it. I feel like I could be a world champion. I believe I'm going to be a world champion. So obviously the next 5 years is all about just hopefully get these 3 fights if I can this year. Build my record up, get a couple little, like maybe an area title, then in English, then who knows, the year after British champion. Just I don't want to say too much because every year I always say like this is what I want to do, and then obviously I have something comes out and I get injured, or like I was injured, or this contract stuff. Do you know what I mean? It never runs smoothly, but I would love to be a world champion in 5 years' time, and obviously I've got smaller goals that I need to achieve to become a world champion that are along the way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. I do hear that for sure. I mean, touch wood, no more snacks.
Yeah, I think this get see the back end of all the shit that's gone on, and now we can really push on.
Yeah, 100%. We're all rooting for you. In terms of hardest or best spar ever, who would you say? Or if there's more than one, feel free to give me a couple names.
To be fair, probably the best person I boxed in the amateurs was Luke McCormack.
Yeah.
Who obviously went to the Olympics, good fighter. The best, and he beat me in the NBA quarterfinals, the semi-finals. Sorry. Best person I probably boxed and beat was Stevie McKenna from Ireland. He's now about 12, 13 and 0 as a pro with 12 knockouts or whatever. He's fighting on the weekend. He's a good fighter, and I done him. I beat him. That's probably the best kid I boxed and beat.
Yeah.
In terms of spars, I sparred Josh Taylor for when he was fighting Victor Postel before he was a world champion, and I sparred Luke Campbell. They got me in for the Lomachenko fight. This when I was an amateur. Also, when I was a bit younger, Hara Davis was a good spar as well. But yeah, to be honest, just from them spars alone, when I was younger, I knew the ability that I had. Do you know what I mean? I knew the ability that I had, but I think as you get older, things get in the way. Do you know what I mean? And I don't think I was fully on it. Like, probably not as dedicated as what I could have been. And I think now I always had the ability. Do you know what I mean? But now being up here, I feel like I'm mentally in the best place. Do you know what I mean?
Yes,
and I feel like.
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me? Sorry, mate.
It was kind of Hopefully it's the last one because I've got my last question. But yeah, you carry on. Obviously, mentally best place to kick on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's it, really. I'm in a good place, real good place, and obviously, I always knew I had the ability, but I feel like I'm ticking the boxes now.
Okay, brilliant. Just to finish, what does a body punch really feel like?
Oh, if you get caught clean, they're not nice. But I try not to get caught with too many body shots. You know, I like to give them. I like to give the body shots. So I don't have to ask my opponents or my sparring partners.
Yeah, because I really do love a guy that commits to the body. That's why big reason why Errol Spence is my favorite fighter, because he's
he's a great body puncher. Great body puncher.
Canelo's a very good body puncher. Crawford as well is a good body puncher.
Because it slows. If people look for like the headshot knockouts and stuff like that, and I've done both. I've stopped people to the head and to the body, and the headshots always look better, but the body shots are my favourite. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like to find the spot and what it does, the effect it has on the opponent. Like that's what I think is better. Do you know what I mean?
It's good to break down. Like, you know, I've always seen that, you know, if you want to slow down quicker fighters, hit them to the body.
Go to the body. Just like chopping a tree down. Do you know what I mean? Go downstairs and then obviously
you can go upstairs as well. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, nice one. But yeah, that's it for me, Melo at TMG. It's been a pleasure, an honor to, you know, interview Elliot.
That's it.
Great. Well, you know,
I'll see you at my fight, innit? I'll see you at the
100%,
fight.
100%. I'm gonna be there.
Yeah.
Rounding up some of the troops to get tickets, but if no one comes, I'll go by myself.
Yeah. There'll be loads of people out there that you know anyway, so just jump in with them anyway. You know what I mean?
Of course. I think I've been to pretty much all your fights apart from one, which or a couple. One that you did behind closed doors, and another one I think I was on holiday. But
yeah.
I mean, interesting. If I get the next couple fights as well, I'll try my best to be there. This one's on a Saturday, right?
Pardon?
This one's on a Saturday.
This one's Saturday night, yeah. So it's a little bit better, to be fair. It is a little bit better for people. The only thing is I'm trying to get out of your call, man. I'd love to get on like a bigger stage and things like that, but hopefully next year I can try and get on the bigger shows and stuff like
that. For sure. But yeah, it's been your boy Melo, TMG, Elliot Whale. Make sure you like and subscribe. For sure. Make sure you like and subscribe. It's been a pleasure. On YouTube, follow us on all socials, Instagram, the Twitter, listen to us audibly, Apple and Spotify. And thank you so much, Elliot. You know, good luck your next fight, and you know,
thank you, and I'll see you there.
For sure, definitely. Bye-bye.